Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with Brazen Miscreant and the infamous Oval of Misfortune. Now this is a very, very mad track, actually Brazen who created this, that is designed to test your patience and cause complete and utter chaos. However, on this particular one, Brazen is quite possibly the luckiest vehicle we have ever seen for the first lap, managing to go underneath two rolling over cars, gets a tag, hangs a wheel off the edge, jumps over two vehicles, an orange vehicle having exploded. That was me being killed, I should point out. However, it wasn't to last. No, half a lap in, as vehicles are respawning, being reloaded from the initial start, Brazen ends up clattering into two vehicles and then goes off. An amazing start that ends rather predictably for the Oval of Misfortune. Mustang Bugatti up next. This was during a stream as well with the infamous boopy gun, booping at the teeny tiny little helicopter. Now, funnily enough, when you boop the tiny helicopter, it does tend to get chucked around, and sometimes the pilot might lose control, ending up in both me and Mustang being mowed down. It then actually tangles with some cars and it gets exploded as well. Boopy gun is dangerous. Boopy gun, low-flying little helicopter. Generally, put all together, quite a dangerous outcome. Ewan up next, also on GTA 5, ended up picked up the Faggio, not realising it couldn't make its way up a ramp around this circuit, so ended up messing about, as you do sometimes, trying to not quite get along the beams here. Manages to just about land it between two more before the vehicle slips out, bounces off of the scaffolding, and straight into the crane. Slows down at least once on its fall to a sort of level. You couldn't do that shot if you tried. I could almost guarantee you couldn't do that shot if you tried. Two-wheeling Finn up next on GTA 5 is heading towards the little airfield, the little runway. Wants to take a bit of a shortcut through the fences, as you do. However, the fences have other ideas. Yep, one of them managing to get stuck underneath the Audi, lifting the rear wheels up. The car still just about moves, being all-wheel drive, but it's far from ideal. I've played a lot of GTA 5, can't say I've ever come across that particular one, but here we go. Overdrive up next on Forza Motorsport 7 is racing the NASCARs around the Homestead Oval. The AI are notoriously a bit derpy at this track. So this specific corner, they often quite run up into the wall as ahead. The player, unbelievably unlucky. Now we are talking millimeters lucky, in that one to get through that mess. So AI car up ahead gets spun, gets lifted up. The car on the inside just hits the green vehicle in time to get it airborne so the player's car can go underneath it. Again, another one. Couldn't do that one if you tried. The timing for that is pretty damn ludicrous. Mike Blatt's up next on Project Cars 2. This is actually following an AI car as they're racing around the classic Hockenheim circuit. The AI car attacks the curb, the Indy car is up on its side, and it turns out, will the Indy cars roll? Yes. Yes, they will. Hit the Hockenheim curb and over they go, losing a lot of bodywork. The AI does actually get it back onto its wheels and heads back towards the circuit. Blaze the Fox up next on iRacing, learning the hard way. Curbs are dangerous. This at Road Atlanta here, curbs are very dangerous. This is even a minor, just a slight brush on the curb. The car bounces a little too much of an overcorrection. Into the wall we go with an awful lot of spins before the car comes to a rest. Curbs can be very nasty. Normally it's going up on two wheels. Sometimes that happens. In front of the Fox, up next on Gran Turismo Sport, racing some classic vehicles around the Le Mans circuit. Everything was going relatively clear. Up ahead there's a big cloud of smoke, some yellow flags go out, and the player car barely sees what on earth goes on as it whizzes past something spinning down the road. I think they are XJ13 Jags. Not sure what car the player's in here, but either way, mayhem ensued. What had actually gone on? An AI driving the classic Aston Martin was quite slow on the straight compared to the big Jags. Well, the AI in the white Jag was a bit derpy. Just punts clear into the back of the Aston that can't quite deal with the sudden influx of speed, goes spinning along the straight as a second one ploughs into the side. I think that was the point the player came whizzing past. The Aston does go pointing back the right way, but things did not go well. Things did also not go well for one typo on Beam NG Drive. Of course, rallying on this game is always a little bit dangerous. We see lots of times on Dirt Rally, for example, a big crashed car lands on its wheels and can carry on. Well, on Beam, not so much this time. It is the tiny, so you don't even see what it is, a little bit of banking that just catches the ETK, and that's a goner. It's a huge number of rolls, very, very violent number of rolls as well going on. The speed of the rolls was impressive, and that is a very, very broken ETK. Not the only one going for the big flips through the air. WRM on Monster Jam Steel Titans is doing one of the point-to-point races, trying to take a little bit of cross-country route, hits the big jump as you do. Problem is, there's a tree on the landing, sends Gravedigger for a flip, and then off the floor we go for as many rolls as the ETK managed. Yeah, the physics of this game do sometimes lead to monster trucks bouncing and pinging around in weird ways, and that's probably one of the more impressive bouncing and pinging around that I have happened to see. The other sign on spin tyres is trying to rescue a rolled over truck. Now normally it's the winches that cause issues on this game. Many times we've seen winch freakouts going on, but in this one, when he can't decide quite what's the best way to deal with the truck, goes to swap to a different vehicle to come and help as well. Unfortunately, as we get to said car, the game, there is a blazer somewhere on the screen there. Things went very badly wrong for that vehicle. And finally, Black and Red 81 on Fallout 4. Look in the distance. There's a vertibird doing something it shouldn't be doing. Not only is that doing something it shouldn't do, the one on the closest to us, for some reason, teleports. I mean, it's a Bethesda game, and bugs, who would have thought it? But the one in the distance... I mean... We saw a big cargo plane pick off a skyscraper in Just Cause a couple of episodes ago that started to spin itself around until it gradually came down. This one, I don't even know what set it off, it's just started spinning around in circles. Not quite on the spot, it's just doing its own thing. And this clip goes on for quite a while. It continues to spin about. It does eventually start coming down towards the Earth, still drunkenly spinning its way towards the ground. It almost slows down. It looks like it might just about get away with a controlled sort of a landing in the distance. But no. No. I mean, it's the slowest landing to massive explosion I think I've seen. However, it's not a controlled landing. And all the horrible bugs. In fact, they've had enough. They saw the show. They're done for. They're just going to leave. They don't care anymore. The vertibird exploded. So, I mean, no, it didn't really land. Who would have thought? Weird vehicle shenanigans in Fallout. Either way, that is going to be it for this video. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all the rules and how to submit them. However, that is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.